Alright boys, so it's the next day. It's raining, it's pouring. This is the most broke boys garage stuff you probably ever seen. So, got my jacks up. You know, I lost my little bolt, so we got a screwdriver in there. I got 4 jack stands, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should give me enough room to kind of just run my lines and see if I can get into the trunk for the fuel system. And we barely have enough room to squeeze by here. Maybe I should have bought a garage instead of buying an LSA first, you know? But so yeah, the goal today is take this out, put the new one in, run my new lines, wire it up. Should be quite interesting, but I don't want to jinx myself, but god dang, I guess I'm leaking coolant here. But if we get the fuel system done today, which I know is going to be difficult and hard, but if we knock it out in 8-9 hours, who knows how long it's going to take, and then maybe we'll put the LSA blower on tomorrow or later tonight, and just like mock some stuff up and see what it's going to look like. So we'll go from there. Big thing, knock the fuel system out today. We're going to wipe everything down so we have a nice dry area, because this rain, it just sucks, but it's not stopping me. So yeah, we'll be back. Guys, how to run one of these adapters here, or whatever you would call them. We'll just call them adapters. So once you cut your line, all I'm using for a line cutter is this little cutoff tool with air. And you want to tape your line really good. So wherever you want to cut it, tape it and cut it right on the middle of that tape. Get a good 4 to 5 pieces of tape, electrical tape on there. So your little connectors, your fittings, once you take it apart, this is kind of what it looks like. So the first thing you want to do is put this one on with the screw sides facing outwards. Oh, you want to get rid of that tape too. So then you're going to want to take the metal part and just peel it back, just kind of like this. So I just take my screwdriver in here, get in there, and just bend it outwards. So it should kind of look something just like that. Maybe a little bit further I might go. And the main reason why is because this fitting, you don't want the big end, you want the little small end. It kind of looks like the end of a bullet. We're going to slide that on here. In between the metal part and the line, and you're just going to put a lot of pressure on it till you get up to that little ridge inside there. This last piece right here, this is going to go right inside. You might want to use some little jelly, maybe some 30D40, and just smack it right on there. Oh no, I didn't put this piece on the end. Fruit. So I screwed up. You want to put this end on first. I don't think I'm getting that back on, so I might start at the end of my hose and work its way down. So there, to save myself, I ran this all the way on the opposite side. Again, you want the one with the screws to go all the way up here. You want the screws to be on the end of your line, so that way when you push this all the way in, it pulls it together. So you just want the snap in flush. And then you bring this in, smush that up there. Good. Alright boys, so check this out, right? So your boy's stressing, right? So call my man Jerem up with the 8. He called his boy Trey. Shout out to Trey. So these 2 wires here on the bottom, I'm trying to figure out like where they go to or what they do, because you can't run them up here. And I have these 2 up top that get connected to this. That's where they go. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, yo, there's no way these wires go anywhere. Well, he called me. He said, yo, you gotta take the level thing off of the old pump and slide it on this piece. Cut these 2 wires, connect them to this, and then I have these that get connected to the, I forget, I'm about to show you all what color they go to, but I gotta cut these off and connect it to that, drop it in, and then we should be good to go, boys. Wire this thing up, put my lines in, and then we go in the car, run them all up. So yeah, this has been a pretty event. I wasted probably 2 hours trying to figure out where. Yeah, it's so funny, boys. Griff shows up, and you know what he's doing? Splicing them, just like on the cam, yo. You got him? How long you want them? That should be good. And man, Griff said, yo, I smell like gas in here. Bro, the tank's wide open. Closer towards the end, towards my finger. Yep, you got it. Yep.
Is good. What the hell is this?
It's the level that floats.
Oh, in the gas.
Yeah, this tells you how low you are.
Oh, okay. Make sure you don't do it. What if you did the opposite? What if full meant empty and empty?
I'm pretty sure that's what this is, the level thing. It senses it and then throw it in.
Alright, so black line probably needs to go on the outside of it.
Oh, it came off. Oh, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna fall off. I don't understand.
Alright. Alright, so now we gotta shove in wires.
Okay. Yeah, keep holding it, too. You think it stayed on there?
I think she's in, boys.
I don't know.
You think that white thing stayed?
As long as that gasket stays.
We're gonna pray it did.
I'm trying to pop her open just one more time. Just double check before we get this far.
I mean, the thing is though, this is so easy to, like, my back seat pops off in like 10 seconds. You just popped it back up, didn't you? Oh, no.
Alright,
Is it locked in there?
We're gonna pray to go.
as long as that gasket's in there.
Yeah, I mean, I see the gasket here. I can see it here.
Alright, so.
This one right here?
That's old,
No, that's
yeah.
the old hose, so.
That's a 87 life.
Ain't gonna squirt on anything?
So now why I want this. I just wonder if that gasket's in there.
Alright, so now I got my wires. I got my wires ran. I plugged them in. I ran it through the seat, like right next to the seat. Came around here, run them underneath it here, and then I'm about to wire them up to that. It's really kind of simple now. I mean, for the most part, I got to figure out how I want to connect this positive to my battery here, because I gotta cut it and splice this in. So I can't really make a mistake on this. Okay, so young Griff here, back on it with the wires. I snipped that so we can put the little eye hook on there. I'm really disappointed I lost that GoPro footage. Super disappointed. It's kind of funny what me and Joe were doing, but it's cool. At least you get to see what it is. So now I'm running my line. I guess I gotta figure out how to like zip tie or tie it all up. But I put my fuel pump or my fuel filter up here for right now. I think that's gonna be all right. It shouldn't scrape or anything. And then I got my line ran all the way up into my motor. All right, so my next idea was to take my fuel sensor here, or my flex fuel sensor, and I'm gonna wire this up, or hose it up, and then I'm gonna cut it right around here, and I'm gonna wire it to the regulator, which is right in here now. So I'm gonna hit that to the return line. This one, the middle one, is your return line, and that's what your flex fuel sensor has to be connected to. So I'm probably gonna drill another hole here. I'm gonna put my flex fuel sensor, good lord, I need a big garage, right in this area here. Put the flex fuel sensor right around this area. There's terrible light in there, it's terrible, you're dropping stuff. And then send this little loop here, I'm gonna send that down all the way to my fuel pump in the back. And then I got one more line that's gonna come out side of here, come around here, and connect to my fuel rails, which I do no longer need this. And which I have one more adapter connect to my fuel rails, and then yeah, and then I think we should be like LSA time, or at least putting the LSA on, and then going from there. So here's my second line. This is my return line. I have that ran up underneath the tank. Best thing to do is when you're running the line through your metal, I suggest keeping it taped or tape it off, because it tends to frayre a lot, and then you can't get this black piece over it. So that's kind of what I did, and now I'm about to, you know, put my fittings back on and get her tightened down. So we got a quick update down here. So that's the fuel line I was talking about. I ran. Here's both of my lines. I cleaned them up a little bit. Still working on doing that. I got kind of zip tie these up. I put a couple clamps up here. So I don't know if you see, that's a clamp right there where that little silver piece is. And then same thing down there. Got a clamp here. Keeping the zip ties just for extra security, I guess. I ran them like up the header towards the O2 sensor. I'm so tired, man. I don't even know what to do anymore. I just keep getting up and down. This is crazy. But so yeah, ran them up to here. Well, let me get my flashlight. See, this is what I keep doing. I keep having to bend down, grab stuff. It's a lot. This is my service line. This is what's bringing. This is my first pump or line that runs from the fuel tank, and here, and then on this middle one here, that's my return line. So the return line comes up through here, and then we stop here at the flex fuel sensor, which this is where I figured I'd mount this. It looks alright up here, and then it goes around in a little loop, and this is my return line right here. I gotta figure out where or how I'm about to cut this, because this is like my last cut. I can't screw this up. Because I had it over here and I didn't want it to, like, you know, if a leak would happen, leak on the headers, that's definitely not what I want to happen. So I keep it over here, so that way if anything does leak out, it should just drain down in somewhere down in there, not on the header. But yeah, so this is kind of what we're doing. I mean, overall, I think if I had a bigger garage and like started at 8 o'clock in the morning, I could probably finish by like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. But it's just been off and on, starting late, doing other crap in the middle of all of this. So we're getting to it though. I want to show you all this real quick though. Look, check this out. It's just kind of like puts like motivation to me. Look at this little garage. This is what we're working with here. This stuff looks crazy though. Like, I don't know. It's pretty cool to me, like how all this gets done in here. But hey, Broke Boys Garage, baby. All right, boys. So it's like day 3 now. So I'm gonna give you guys a rundown as to how we ran this line. It's a fresh new day. It's nice and sunny out, no more rain, and I feel a lot more like mentally good because it's pretty much all the way done. All right, so we're coming in the car. So here's the header. So the 2 lines run all the way down the header. I use my little clips here. I stuck them up underneath this heat shield. I put my filter here on this part of the frame. I got a zip tied, and I'm also using these little clamps here. So she's clamped in. I don't think she's going nowhere. I'm using the zip ties just for extra security because that thing's going nowhere. I'm definitely going to cut these. This line here is my hob switch. So that's why I ran the line. Same thing all the way down here. The lines go all the way up to the trunk. So I suggest you go on this side of the trunk, because if you try going up here, I think it's almost impossible, to be completely honest. So, and then same thing with my hob switch. I gotta clean this up just a little bit, but it runs up to the trunk, or up to the back seat. So I feel like it'd be easier to start back here. So let's start with the feed. So this one right here is my feed line. It runs all the way down and goes underneath the car. This one here is my return line. So this goes all the way to the front of the car as well. I'll get to the wiring part in just a second. So those lines run all the way down out underneath the car. I'll show you under there in a second as well. I brought them up through here, up behind my heat shield, and then I'm bringing all mine into this little area right here. So let's just start. This one right here is that feed line. So this is the main one that runs everything from the pump all the way to this regulator. It goes through this regulator and comes all the way out of this far one, this one right here, and this line runs all the way back behind here into my fuel rails. I still got to cut that once the fuel rails are on. I'll figure that situation out. This middle one is your return line, so it has to go back to the motor, or back to the fuel pump. But first, it's got to have, well, if you run an E85, you got to have your flex fuel sensor. So it comes up through here, and this is where I'm at on my flex fuel sensor. I actually am wiring this up myself. It's 3 wires, positive, negative, and then ECM number 40 or ECU number 40. So got to hit that. I got to get that wire, get that all wired up. Should be pretty easy, I think. But so it comes in through here, goes to the flex fuel sensor, tells you your percentage and all that. Comes back around here, which is a little loop I got from Fore. You have to put these little clips on it. These little blue clips, they pop right out. It's the little inserts. And then that runs all the way back down behind that heat shield and it goes underneath the car. Now, for my wiring. So, might as well start here with these wires. The white one goes to your purple wire. Your blue one goes to your yellow and brown. I still have to wire, this gray one gets wired to the controller, which I'll show you that in a second. Haven't done that yet. Now this is all plug and play, so pump 1 gets one, pump 2 gets one. Gets ran out underneath. So I ran mine through here. So actually, oh, I gotta show you my hob switch. My hob switch is right next to my regulator. I ran that wire all the way down but I ran out of space, so I have it up underneath the seat. Probably not the best option, but I'm just gonna probably do that for now. This one, they go up underneath the seat here. Actually, if you pull this down, it actually makes it a lot simpler. So it goes up underneath the seat and comes out through here and goes back to my controller. Now, my controller, that's where pump 1 and 2, pump 1, pump 2, positive, negative, positive, negative. This is your power unit, so this connects up to that. And then you run your ground. I got my ground up to my battery, and then I got my positive up to my battery as well. So they're all tapped into each other. That's your fuse. You want to get this fuse as close to the battery as possible. I got this towel here so that way it stays far away. I don't need my battery on right now. Definitely, when you're doing this, disconnect your battery, because you just never know what could happen. This wire here is my hop switch. So it gets ran to these, pump 1 and pump 2. My other wire, that gray one I was telling you about, it gets ran up to remote 1, pump 1, to give it all power. Hop switch is based off a boost reference. I still haven't hooked that up. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna hook that up, but you'll see that probably later on in the LSA. But yeah, this definitely concludes our fuel system setup, or for the most part. Next, we're gonna put the blower on and kind of go from there. We're doing pretty good for what little bumps we had. I mean, I'll say this fuel system has definitely been the hardest thing I've done to the car. I don't think I'll do it again like on jack stands or in this garage, but if you definitely have room and space and you just have nothing to do that day, you probably get it done in one day. But it's all kind of based on like wiring up however you want to do it. Like you can put this regulator wherever you can really fit it. I don't think you can really put it on that side just the way it all is ran, but who knows? And I might not even done the right job. This might not be it. I might have to redo it. Hopefully I don't have to redo it, but that's just how we did ours, and just kind of just do it as you go. So if you guys hit that like and subscribe button, that'd be great. Follow me on IG at 1bet8, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.